Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to your favorite social media program, The Buzz. I am Rose Blossom, and of course, I have my amazing guest with me today to discuss and analyze some of the topics we'll be bringing for you. Of course, we also have trending videos. I want you to know that we have a YouTube channel, so the Galaxy TV Comedy, Galaxy TV News, and Galaxy TV Entertainment. So you can like, subscribe, and share. Okay, so I'm going to introduce my guest, and first person I'm introducing is Femi Chacha Emmanuel. He's a writer and author, a politician. Also, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Good to have you here today.
Yeah, it's nice to be back here.
Yes, it's nice to be back. You switched from Monday to Tuesday now.
Yeah, no,
That's for the time being.
Yeah, for the time being.
Okay, and also we have Mazi Chinedu, he's a retired banker, a chartered administrator. Welcome to the show, sir. It's good to have you.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's a pleasure being here.
You've switched back to your native.
By the grace of God. It has always been the grace of God.
Yes, it has always
This morning,
been.
wake up, we give thanks to God. It's a special, it's a privilege. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming, sir. I was saying something. I said you switched back to your native. I think like 2 weeks. For 2 weeks, you're looking also, like, yes, this is what's happening.
Yeah, when they say something to do, I won't say it don't.
Oh, really? Really? Okay, behind the camera, after the show, I want to hear what Femi said. All right, let's first take this first topic is Wike cannot order demolition of houses. This one was said by Falana. Okay, the storyline, I'm going to repeat some of the things he said so we know exactly where we're going to come from to analyze what Falana and of course what Wike said. Now, the human rights lawyer Femi Falana has criticized Federal Capital Territory Minister Wike for recent acts involving the demolition of houses and the provision of housing and vehicles to judges. Speaking on an interview called Wike's action unconstitutional and illegal, he argued that any provisions for judges' housing be managed by the National Judicial Council rather than state or federal officials. Falana emphasized that if the executive branch wishes to support the judiciary, it should do so through the National Assembly, possibly via a supplementary budget, and that only the National Assembly can make necessary appropriations for such support. He stressed that Wike, as an FCT minister, lacks the constitutional authority to provide federal judges with gifts like houses and cars. On the issue of demolition, Falana condemned Wike's use of bulldozers to demolish private properties, calling it primitive and a violation of the law. He noted that such actions lack authorization under the FCT's Urban and Regional Planning Act. Woo! Fire for fire. Okay, anyways, he said, because I had to read up, and basically actually for the FCT urban, not just only FCT, he said generally Nigeria urban and the what did he call it, Urban and Regional Planning Act do not give the rights for the minister to actually demolish any house, especially when it's a private property. He even noted that even if they've given you a prior notice that we're going to demolish, it's something that they have to take to court. Now, they have the court for regional until you get to the headquarters and all of that. I think he mentioned that it was quite a long narration, but anyways, what's your take on that? Do you actually think Wike will listen, even though it's constitutional or not? Will you think he will listen?
We'll start by saying Nigerians are difficult to please, and sadly, politicians have been riding on these notions of and the psychology of Nigerians to achieve many things. Now, there are a lot of things many politicians get away with that are so unconstitutional, and many people are not being satellite on it, probably because they are not the ones that are affected. But you see, once one or two persons we don't get affected, that's when we begin to shout the rule of. So most times, my problem with Nigerians is it's not really because we don't shout for the rule of law because we really care. We shout most times because we are affected or somebody we know is getting affected. I'll give you more instances. It does not take away from the fact that what the honorable minister doing is wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But most times I like a position where you are known to be very consistent with what you say, and each time your name props there's no inconsistency surrounding what you stand for. Say, okay, in Nigeria today, we have people who will go ahead to buy lands, though such lands, according to the regional plan, according to the planning for the community, has probably been earmarked for something. Then government, most times we have people, even in Lagos, you see people, see all these people building estates. They try to sell something to me, but when you talk to your lawyer can with the video check what the place is actually designated for and tell you, see, in the next 15 years, this place may be demolished. But you have people that will, if you don't have money to, why would you even have money to buy something worth 20 million and you don't want to give lawyer maybe maybe 200 or 300,000 to just make sure your safety is guaranteed. But most people, we don't worry, there will be a governor by that time. We will find a way around it. And when people just buy these things, and when like they said biblically, when a Pharaoh comes that does not know the Joseph that you had the commitment, then it now looks as if the government of the day is bad. So going forward, I'm of the opinion that one, Nigerians must, not just because you have money, you want to just get anything. Make sure that you do your due diligence. Very, very important. Two, we also have people that are flooding our urban communities from their villages for livelihood. They want to earn a better living. And these are the people who stay in shanties and certain areas that they are prone to some other people being robbed. I don't want to mention eyebrow areas in Lagos where some find it difficult to drive at a certain time of the day because of those that have actually built something. Now, when the government decides to dish all these things, some people now come up to say you are affecting their livelihood, you are affecting, where those places designated as shanties in the first place. So that brings me to my second point, which being that aside Nigerians doing due diligence before buying, I think government must be proactive. You don't wait for people to build before you come. Before you now come and start. Like, no. There must be times when you would have put notice. You must, there are things that you should have done back to back before it gets up. Not when they are done, they have spent so much money. They are not talking about demolition. It does not excuse the fact that government officials that sabotage some of these things, they send you there to go and inspect, they give you tips, and you go back and say, oh, nothing is done, nothing is there. So someone in my area just lost his fuel station because according to the plan, where it's not supposed to face the road because it's a community where people live, but because he feels he can bribe his way out of anything, he didn't follow the pattern. He changed where people were supposed to, the entry and the exit, and they demolished everything. Now he's a friend. In fact, as I speak to you, he's still in the hospital. But the truth is, if he had listened back then, some of us that are friends didn't even know that was what was in the plan. We were just happy. Oh, our friend now has so God that has done it for you, we probably do it for me. But probably not even in this scenario anymore. Lastly, you see, there is no lie in the fact that most governors find a way to do things for the judiciary so that they can have them at their beck and call. And that's why you have conflicting judgments from different judges, because it now has to do with who you know, who you have helped, who you have greased the palm. And you will see something in Lagos and they will go to Kaduna or go to Bauchi or something in Abuja and they will go to Nassau to get a judgment. So I understand what Mr. Falana is trying to say, and I think we don't need to address it. The problem is addressing it at the personality, facing the personality of the FCT minister. This is something that happens everywhere in the country. How can we go about it? I love our Lordship Justice Keyekun. One of the judges in Rivers State has just been sanctioned. I just saw that another from I think maybe Katsina has been given two years ban. Some of these things were not rampant all the while. So once they understand that there's a new sheriff in town, and if you do something and you are caught as a judge, in fact some of them will begin to return anything that they are gifted by. Once they understand that there's someone at the helm of their affairs that will not listen to anyone.
I like that. I like your analysis. Okay, Mazi.
not only the judge in River State was sanctioned, a lady judge in Imo State was also
Sanctioned.
She was by
Our age.
it wasn't only her. I remember a few years ago, a judge in my own state, Abia State, also was dismissed because of he altered his age. Now, let me start from what Falana said. If I understood it from what he said no matter how bad it is, follow the due process. And I have always said, where I was coming from, the same thing came up. And I talked about systematic failure. I talked about strong institution, not strong individual. We talked about lawlessness in this country. Whether somebody went through the back door and procure a C of O to build a land, before you demolish it, you must go through the process. That's what the lawyer said. So I think we have to look at it from that point of view. You've taken time to analyze, beautiful analysis. But what I'm saying is this: we can't get it right when things are bad like this. We must make sure that we start from. Somebody talked about, I think we are coming about the vaccine just issue. But now, for this, what Femi is saying is that no matter how bad a building is erected, no matter how he procure whatever, follow the due process. That will give. We are talking about lawlessness. We are talking about impunity. What is in this country is impunity all over, because you can get whatever and nothing will happen. You can meet a policeman who will say, "I will shoot you," nothing will happen. Look at my friend from my state. I think the senator from my state that slapped somebody saying, "I will make you disappear," nothing will happen. So that is the level we have degenerated in this country. To me personally, Wike building, he built some houses. I have a friend, a classmate who happens to be a judge. Is now retired from active service. He said Wike built beautiful bungalows. I mean, duplexes for all the judges, and those who were not interested in taking, they were given about 134 million naira to build. Now he did that. Favor is deceitful. There's no how you will favor somebody, and when it comes to your own turn, remember also there was a time the former the president of appeal, one lady, the husband happens to be a senator. The husband was boasting that how his wife helped his colleagues to achieve whatever. These are the things we're talking about. We don't have strong institutions. What we have are
strong individuals
who can influence both negatively and positively. So we can building, even Femi said, for the fact that, was it Femi or Chidi or the guy, said for the fact that Wike invited, not Wike invited, that the Tunde Bakare invited the Chief Justice of the Federation to attend his 70th birthday. That's an error completely. He said that judges are meant to live secretly outside the purview of so that I have a friend who said, do you know how lawyers get some money from their clients? They will tell you they will go and see the judge, and they will position you in such a way that when the judge comes in, they will see. So we are talking about strong institutions. Our judges are not supposed to receive gratification from anybody. So that is what Isaiah was saying. Is this the type of fasting I ask you to do? When you receive favor, it will influence your judgment. Of course. Certainly, there's no two ways about it. Of course. And look, election is coming. And today, look at what happened to the former Chief Justice of the Federation, Onogabi. Now, see how he was removed. Because somebody must be put there. That is what we're talking about. So to me, whether the buildings were erected legally or not, for you to pull it down, you must go through the process. And I think he has revoked the land allocated to Julius Berger. Did he go through the process? And it's the same place that he wants to erect or build these houses to judges. Nobody will have been able to say, no. For the fact not built on it, they are ready. You see, we have to do things rightly, morally, legally, and otherwise, so that people will see us as people who are morally brought up, who are sound in obeying our laws. We don't obey our laws. That is the issue. We don't obey. We do things as we can do things and get away with it. Nothing will happen. That is what has kept us impunity, lawlessness, and what other things. Until we get it right by saying enough of all these rascalities in the judiciary, in our system, we can't go forward. That's my take about that. Okay. Whether he do, whether he has the right, whether people go about procure. Yes, we agree with you that Nigerians are terrible people, including me. God forbid that I'm not part of it. Because somebody will look at you. This place is no go area. He will find somebody and grease his palm and say, "Don't worry." But when like you quoted the Pharaoh, and when Pharaoh that doesn't or have not seen Joseph come, this is when you must to do the right thing. You say he's witch-hunting you. Have you done the right thing? Foundation is key. Foundation of anything is key. Even our constitution we are talking about, even the electoral law we are talking about, the foundation is key.
Okay, all right. Still talking about demolition. We have Lagos. That was last week. Lagos demolishes 138 shanties where occupants pay over 60,000 naira monthly. Ooh, okay, let's quickly watch that video. I'll be right back to react to that demolition video. We'll be right back.
Hello? Children? Yeah. Go there. Go to that side.
We are start breaking everything now. Huh? Come on, money come on. Oh yeah, late.
Very important. Good day now. What is that?
Back then, I looked at you yesterday. I'm saying
Welcome back. That is not funny. Imagine demolishing 138 shanties my question is, why do Nigerians love power more than even respect? I don't know. But what would you say about this? Is this the way to go? And that looks like a major road because we could see the expressway.
Let me be frank and sincere with you. For some of us, there is an undertone to quite a lot that's happening, especially in Lagos. And in all fairness, while there is that blessing for the legality of why what they are doing is doing, what must be done rather, there is an undertone that some of us can read between the lines, and I'm going to be very, very clear. Now, the last 2023 election sent a lot of fears, and tacitly, psychologically, you can win people psychologically before actually trying to win them physically, and it's sad and obvious that from the calculations, from calculations of the aftermath, especially of the presidential election in Lagos, there are certain zones that I feel are now soft targets. That anything, they just need to look for anything that they wrote as legal to now depopulate. Yes, I am frank. And that is why I'm shouting to so many people that I have as friends that, see, don't wait for the government to come and do your gutters, or your houses are close to the canals and you know how you guys voted. You don't need to wait. You guys as a CDA, you need to cooperate and get it done by yourself. You can do it in partnership, because when they come to do it by themselves, I've seen where so many houses were marked for demolition, and you will see that certainly there were some of them that were not actually on that line. But there's a silent psychological fight. There's a silent psychological fight that it will take between now and probably next year or 2026 before so many people begin to understand physically. You see, we have people that have insight and foresight, but so many people, I'm sad that many people are too emotional, that they are not actually trying to do analysis and find a way to discuss as humans and see how to be a step ahead. You will find out that many people will be sent back to their villages because they don't want. See, aside shanties, you will see that very soon they will soon start picking up. You're just roaming. You probably don't have a house. They will pick you up. They will lock you up. It's psychological. But does that mean that houses should be built indecently without approvals? No. So, but I think there can be a way to strike a balance. That's my own problem. And talking about Wahab is a friend. Some of us are at friends level. We've been talking, but the truth is, there is so much that cannot be said. There's so much that cannot be said. But he personally has his mandate to make Lagos clean. And anyone that is acting as a debris or debt will actually be cleared to make Lagos clean. That's my own view. It's my personal opinion. I'm entitled to my personal opinion.
Lagos is still going to demolish more.
There's still going to be more demolition. And sadly, well, some of them may come up when it begins to rain and they'll use it as well, but there is an agenda behind the agenda. That's my own opinion on this.
All right, Mazi, what's your take?
I think Femi, my good friend, I thought upon you. I thought upon you. Just what you have said is like the more you look,
the less you see.
It's a variable. I've always said it here that if you stand up, you can't see your back. But when you bend down, you can see even those that are not seeing. Let me stop.
So invariably, I totally agree with what Femi Chacha said, because it's a whole lot. Both the demolition in Abuja, the ones in Lagos, it's just it's too much for Lagos and Abuja.
2023, especially
the presidential election.
election.
Yeah.
I monitored and observed, and after which I went to Judo. I think we met.
Yes.
We had a lot of things. I saw a lot of things, and it's like the veil was removed from their eyes, and they said it won't happen again.
Never again. That's the slogan
during the governorship election. And I have so many friends who are monitors. They say, "Daddy, go and sit down. Don't worry." And they say, "Okay, come out again. Come, let us see you. Let us see whether now we own this election." In 2018, after when they said, some people met me at Stifle. I said, "Miles, you go and tell your people they cannot come here to decide who will be our state government, right?" You see, those things, not necessarily they were illegally built, but they were. See, you talk it now, I cannot talk it. So the issue is this: let us do things with a good conscience. Let us do things following the due process. If those buildings are supposed to be demolished, please go through the due process. Like some of them, you see them, just like what happened when a landlord, a Shylock landlord, let me use that one, like to eject you. He will go through the back door and obtain a kangaroo judgment. And before you know it, 3 a.m., you see them knocking, throwing their things away. That's what's happening. So, but then there's nothing you can do. God then upon my prayer. But you see, until we get it right, we'll be able to know that Femi is my son. Blossom is my daughter. Everybody that will belong to one family. If we must do things, we must do it rightly, not because of what you carry in mind. Then Nigeria will not move.
Oh, wow. Anyways, like you already said, we need institutions rather than a strong individual. I think I'm just going to wrap up the training video and, of course, that topic on that. Well,